Coach Joe Drake here, the Axiom Fitness Academy, and in this video I'm going to break down what to look for and how to coach the Staggered RDL. Right, one of my favorite kind of introductory, really transitional exercises that get clients to do more single leg, more unilateral focus. And if you've already watched our other videos, you know we've talked about the fact that hinging is probably one of the more challenging skills for people to get and learn. So it goes without saying, by the time I introduce this Staggered RDL, right, they have mastered and built strength with more bilateral movements, right? Because it's going to be much harder now. The moment I put my body in this unilateral staggered stance, there's more information I got to process. So we want to make sure that we've already seen clients be successful before we get there, but if we do, this is a great one. I like this one because it doesn't require a ton of load to get a great stimulus on the hips. So you may have some clients that maybe as they get stronger and stronger with bilateral RDLs, with dumbbells, with a kettlebell, with a barbell, whatever it is, at some phase they start to get some challenge in the low back, right? That could be part of it. All right, so the Staggered RDL, we're gonna need much less weight because we got one leg. The other thing is now we get to bring in more adductors and abductors. These muscles are gonna have to work harder to help us keep position. All right, so I'm just trying to convince you why this is a great exercise. I love it, but let's talk about what to look for. So when it comes to our setup and our stance, I generally want to load this one just because I find it's easier to do just one dumbbell. We can definitely Staggered RDL multiple weights, but I find it's easier for people to manage just that one side and the one weight. And then scientifically, we actually get some good increased glute recruitment as our body prevents that rotation. But from the front side, it's going to be relatively similar on what we're looking for. I mean, really from the front side, which is not my primary coaching view, I'm just making sure that we got most of our weight in that front foot. Like you can see, truthfully, I coach people to almost be able to take weight off that back leg. That's going to make sure that we're doing most of the work with our front foot, other one's just there for stability. Now from the side, what we're looking for is we want to have, for me, I say maybe just like a couple 6 to 12 inches, not longer than that, of my foot right behind the other, all right? So right behind there. If you get too far back with that foot, you throw the weight back there. So small step right back behind. And then it should be mostly this horizontal translation of the hips, okay? Meaning we want to just see the hips more so float back. And this is a tough one because sometimes what you'll see as far as errors go, you'll see people, and it's really nuanced if you look here, it's what's going on at the knee, they'll hinge well from the hips, but they do what's called like this negative shin angle, where you see my shins actually floated back now, all right? And again, it's not a bad load. I'm getting some hamstring load, but truthfully, I have a lot of weight in my back foot. And oftentimes, it's because they're not comfortable getting out in front of themselves, all right? And you'll feel very different. Hips going back here. And so for me, I'm looking, does that shin stay pretty much in place in vertical? And I really allow myself to get over the top of the foot, all right? From here, pushing through my entire foot to come right back up to the top. All right, so we've looked at a couple things. I'm gonna give you more simple cues now. How would I coach it to the client? Just wanna get you set up. You know, bringing our foot maybe right behind the heel here. And you guys can see from the front side. The other thing here is too, I don't wanna be on a balance beam. A little bit of width in between those feet, just what I'm looking for. And then I'm cueing them, hey, I want you to stay light in that back foot. And then really all I want you to do is I want you to really just think about letting those hips push backwards towards the back wall until you get to about mid-shin, right? This is probably adequate for most people. More depth than that is usually just unnecessary. Right below that knee, we want to feel our glutes engaged. And then here's my magic cue, guys. I want to push through my toes. And this is a little different for a lot of people. People think like, oh, you're going to push through your heels. But if you get to the bottom of that RDL and you're tight in the core and you push through your toes, boom, it gives you a much stronger contraction in the backside and the glutes. And so this is one, take your time with it. Some of the same common errors that we see with their RDLs may show up here, all right, with the rounding of the back. And so just trying to get them to start from this good neutral position. Don't reach with the dumbbell. Let those hips sink back as far as they can. Once they start to lose this position, then that stops the rep. We bring them right back up to the top. So definitely one higher level skill than our normal RDLs, but definitely one of my favorite variations to get people into, especially if I aspire to get on and do more barbell deadlifting. This is a great one to make sure that we're building in all these stabilizers and other accessory muscles that are going to keep us injury free.